Is it okay to compare yourself to others? The answer might just surprise you. I'm Dr. Becky, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can use comparison to inspire you instead of make you feel lousy. We're talking about comparison today because I received a letter from one of you on deardrbecky.com about comparisons in social media and about how those posts made them feel inadequate. If you have a question and you want me to answer in a future video, go to deardrbecky.com and remember to subscribe to my channel to get alerts because I won't be able to send you a message back. All right, here's what the note said. Dear Dr. Becky,
Sometimes I catch myself scrolling through social media, looking at people I went to school with, and feeling like they hit a home run at life, and I'm sitting on the bench. It's hard not to feel like I need to one-up them when I see their perfect careers and personal lives on my phone all the time. How do I stop feeling like I'm not good enough? Sincerely, the sad swiper.
well, sad swiper, it sounds like you are stuck in the comparison trap. And I want you to know that I can relate very well. I have definitely been one of those sad swipers who have compared myself. I started to recognize these types of feelings as I continued to compare myself and decided that this isn't healthy. This isn't good. I don't want to feel this way about people. And I don't want to feel this way about myself. So I'm going to share some things that I learned in my journey that I think might help you. Well, first of all, one thing I've learned is that I recognize that we do naturally compare ourselves to others. We live in a competitive society, right? And we also are always, well, at least most of us are striving to do better. And so we're looking at ways to help us. And we notice that other people may be doing better, and we may want that for ourselves. That's not such a bad thing. So is it always negative to compare ourselves to others? Well, yes and no. That's the truth of the answer. When we compare ourselves to others and we think less of ourselves or less of them, that is a problem, an obvious problem, right? But there are things that we can do to change the dynamics. How do we break out of that negative comparison trap? Making it a positive comparison trap. If we compare ourselves to others and recognize what we want and our goals and our values, but we do it without judgment towards ourselves or others, then we are creating a whole different perspective that can feel positive. Maybe you watch somebody and they're on this fabulous trip and you are so envious and so jealous and wonder how can they afford to go on this fabulous trip and how come you can't, right? Isn't that some of the self-talk that goes on in our head? Well, guess what? Instead of being jealous and envious and having this negative self-talk about yourself, about why you can't go on it, use that example as a way to create a goal. Hey, I'd love to do something like that. Maybe you can talk to other people about how they made it happen and start making some plans and goals for yourself so that you can make it happen. That feels empowering and wonderful instead of feeling like something's wrong because you can't. Another thing you want to think about is when you see all these wonderful pictures of people traveling, my guess is you're wondering why and how, and their life is glamorous and wonderful. But in fact, we really don't see the whole picture. They may even have a Cinderella story. Maybe life was a struggle for them. Maybe they've had to work on getting to where they're at right now, but we have no idea. Especially on social media, it only paints a very small portion of what is happening in somebody's lives. And there could be other examples. Maybe somebody's helping pay for their travel. Maybe they're doing something that's pretty incredible, like going on a last trip because some things are changing in their lives. We just really have no idea. That's why it's so important that we refrain from judging others, judging ourselves. When we compare, we automatically judge. We judge ourselves that we're less than or we're not able. We judge them that they're just trying to brag, right? In fact, that leads us into the next tip. What are the reasons that you are comparing yourself? Do you understand? Once you understand this, it helps you to make the changes that you need to. Here's what I learned about myself when I was comparing. Well, frankly, I was very insecure. Well, I kind of had a little bit of a low self-esteem. And so when I compared, that of course resulted in making me feel very jealous and inadequate. And I also recognized that I was always competing with everybody, which is interesting because I really did consider these individuals that were on my social media accounts friend of mine. Why would I want to compete with people that I value? How can we really have relationships, really good, valuable relationships, when we're pitting ourselves against someone else? That really made me think, because I really wanted to have close friendships and I really wanted to have good connections that I very greatly valued. So this led to a significant change that I want to share with you. Instead of competing and instead of being jealous and envious, I really started to focus on the connection part, really wanting to connect with those individuals and appreciate their contributions and their achievements and the wonderful things that they were experiencing in their life. And the incredible part of doing that was that I felt better about me. And of course, our relationships became stronger and they started to blossom. I learned that by celebrating other people's successes, I had greater gratitude. I was happier. And, I felt more generous and just content. I could not believe how much just making that simple little change affected the way that I felt about others and about myself. I know it's not easy to do. I had to work on it. I had to get out of that judging brain. I had to get out of that negative comparison brain. But I continue to work on it. And I know you can too. And I know it will make a huge difference in your life when you start doing this. It really did start to inspire me and motivate me. And I actually started setting some goals that I saw that other people were doing that I was interested in doing myself. So I was able to learn from other people. And I created conversations with them about how they were able to do this or what they liked about it. It was very, very empowering for me. So I recognize that different things work for different people. I hope that you try this and that it works wonderfully for you as it has for me. However, there is always other options, like it's okay to take a social media break. And also, it's okay to block people that seem to create a lot of toxicity. So just remember, there are options. If you'd like to get some more information about things that you can do, don't hesitate to write in to deardrbecky.com. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I really appreciate your questions. You can click here or you can watch another similar video and get perhaps some inspiration in your life. Remember, changing your perspective can change your life. I hope to catch you in my next video. Thank you.